Point Pleasant sits calmly in West Virginia, somewhere in the fall of 1966, in which something dark was on the move. On the evening of November 15th, Roger and Linda Scarberry, together with Steve and Mary Millette, two pairs of young couples, were on a drive along an abandoned TNT factory just outside town. It was a calm night, but the sight that they saw that night would follow them through life. There was a tall thing, something over 6 feet tall, with glowing red eyes and huge wings, standing in the darkness. When they drove off, it unfolded its wings and followed their car, and it traveled as fast as 100 miles per hour. The frightened couples went to police reporting the sighting. It was referred to as the Mothman. Before long, there were further sightings. Another local contractor alleged that it flew right over his truck. One dog got lost when he followed glowing red lights in the forest. Reports came in thick and fast all around town. The descriptions differed as to the details, but the glowing eyes and the wings were invariable. Point Pleasant was swept through in fear and paranoia. However, sightings were not the only weirdness. People started to see some odd men dressed in black suits, who asked some questions, took notes, and demanded to keep quiet. These men in black were tough, with unnatural skin tones, with robotic-like speech, and were entirely ignorant in the mannerisms of normal human subject. Mary Heyer, one of the journalists carrying out an investigation on Mothman, argued that they even threatened her not to write anything, and this happened on numerous occasions. Her articles made the case known all over the country, and some think that she was silenced because her death in 1970 occurred on a mysterious note. With the change of the year, the apprehension changed. Telephones sounded with nobody receiving the call. Lights flickered. Humans have heard voices in the dark. And then yet, the Mothman was still observed. He would sit at times high up above the Silver Bridge, which linked Ohio and Point Pleasant. Then was December 15th, 1967. It was a rush hour, when families were going home to Christmas. The Silver Bridge was crowded with cars and trucks. Suddenly a groan broke out. One cable broke, then another, and with a sickening shake, the whole bridge went down in the frozen Ohio River, and 46 people were drowned. This was one of the worst disasters to happen to a bridge in America. And as quickly as that, water came. No sightings anymore. Now there is no more phone call, no black men anymore. Even up to this day, most people in Pennsylvania. Point Pleasant still feel that the Mothman was not a monster, but was actually what they refer to as a harbinger of doom. Was it endeavoring to warn the town of the impending calamity? Or was it in some way related? Nobody can say. However, there is the Mothman Festival held in Point Pleasant each year, during which the believers meet to recall the encounters and to express their experiences in memory of the people who have died in the bridge collapse. And the myth achieved immortality, passed on in darkness, where red eyes still be seen at times to stare